live right now. Downtown Akron's very own AAA baseball team. Just beautiful day out. It's a little bit toasty, but we'll work through it. Canal Park. I said Canal Place earlier, but yeah, just really, I love this mural. This is one of the coolest murals I've seen around Akron, I think. I know Melt is famous for having like Cleveland ones, but I think they have an Akron one at the one in Montrose, but I love that one. It's pretty cool.
Well, it was really important for us when the first approach as you walk in through the lobby here is to see kind of what Akron, what baseball means in Akron, what Akron's all about. So Mike Ayers is a local artist here, and what we asked him to do is kind of paint what the feel for Akron is. So we put this up back in 2016. It was right before the All-Star game. And we said, let folks from out of town know what Akron is in a mural. And he did this amazing mural. It's got Joe Walsh, it's got Devo, Chrissy Hine on the other side. We've got Mayor Pasquale, LeBron James, the Black Keys. Really everything that's like kind of Ohio and Akron is really known for. And kind of right down the middle is the Akron Marathon. We're the kind of the home base for the Akron Marathon. In fact, the race actually ends right at first base every year until the end of September. So we're really excited. It's a great partnership with the community and with the city.
Sure. Awesome. So if you haven't realized by now, we're going to kick off 330 to go down here at Canal Park. I am your host, Buzz Andrews, fill in for Hank Forrester. I'm from The Hop and the Bean. If you haven't caught our show yet, be sure to tune in. We go live tomorrow night. We have been featuring some of Akron and beyond's coolest craft brew pubs and specialty coffee shops. We're going all around. Tomorrow we'll be at Lock 15 Brew Pub down on West North Street in the final wrap-up of our mini-series. They are doing an amazing thing for their soft launch. Grand opening is later this month. Super excited about them and everything that we're doing at the Hop of the Bean. Check us out, Facebook Live as well as iTunes. But like I said, we are here at Canal Park, and we are interviewing, to kick us off, we're going to go on a little bit of a tour behind the scenes, full access, all around the stadium, the grounds, where we have a guided tour. Super exciting, really welcoming. And we have the GM, Jim Fender, correct?
Jim Fender, that's correct, yes.
Thank you so much for coming on and just opening up your doors to us.
You're welcome. Come on in. I can't wait to show you the space.
Awesome. One thing that maybe to start us off, and you can kind of go from there, but I've always associated with the Rubber Ducks, and I always hear about it. I've experienced it a couple times. It's a family-friendly type of atmosphere, right, as well as quality minor league baseball. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. Well, I think affordable family fun is what we're all about. We scream it from the rooftops. As you come to downtown Akron, you can see on top of the Mayflower it says affordable family fun. And really that's what it's all about. At the AA level, we don't have a lot of control over the players. So, guys move up and down all the time. One time we put Frankie Lindor on the front cover of our program. We were so excited. He was the Indians' #1 pick, and the next day he got moved up to Columbus. So you never know what the player movement's going to be. So for us, it's everything. If you think of a baseball field and you look at the white lines on a baseball field at first base and third base, it's everything on the outside of those white lines that we can control. And it's the fun, it's the entertainment, it's the $2 hot dogs at every game, it's fireworks nights, it's giveaways, it's all that wrapped into one. And that's really what we can control. So it's affordable family fun. It's right down on Main Street in downtown Akron, and really that's what it's all about. So we're excited about it. We can't wait to continue to bring great affordable family fun to Akron.
Absolutely awesome. And I agree with all that. I mean, it's affordable family fun. It's a good family atmosphere, like we were talking about. And it's always a fun time with what you guys are doing. Can't control what happens inside the diamond, but
unfortunately, yes. Sometimes we try, but sometimes it doesn't work. So.
But it's a beautiful, beautiful space. The first time I ever been here, I was blown away by how beautiful of a stadium that it actually is. I mean, right here downtown, kind of, you just walk in and you feel like almost you're in a big city type atmosphere.
Well, a lot of the credit goes to former Mayor Don Pasquale and current Mayor Danny Horrigan. Their vision, and really Don's vision for building a ballpark right on Main Street. That wasn't done. In the late 90s, the kind of the ballpark explosion happened across the country. And Mayor Pasquale had the vision to put this stadium right in downtown, right on Main Street, as kind of like the centralized point for Akron, for people to come together, to gather, to have a great time, really the epicenter of fun. And what it's happened is it's really reinvigorated all of Main Street, up and down, all the businesses, all the bars, all the the University of Akron students live across the street now, and so it's really great for us to be able to have this in the community. It really provides a great place for the community to gather, have fun, and enjoy themselves. And I think that to us is what's really important when we're thinking of providing affordable family fun. It starts with the ballpark. Mayor Pasquale's vision for this ballpark, really exploded in the late 90s, and when they built it, it's a $31 million facility. We've privately invested another $7 million into the facility since Ken Babby bought the team in 2012, and we're still trying to make it the best stadium in minor league baseball. So we hope you enjoy the tour, and hope you have a chance to see a lot of the different places that we've done over the last 5 years to make this a great ballpark.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, coming on, giving us a little insight, like I said, behind the curtain, and a tour, and taking some time to kind of give us the big vision as we get started. Anything else you want to tell our listeners and our viewers about kind of the overall experience here at Rubber Ducks?
Well, we have 9 home games left, so if you haven't already, come down to Canal Park. We're home August 22nd through the 30th. And the 30th is Fan Appreciation Day. We have 3 more nights of fireworks. We've got a great giveaway scheduled for next Saturday. It's Ted from Scrubs. So you remember the NBC hitcoms, Ted from Scrubs. Ted the lawyer is going to be here. We're giving away bobbleheads. You have a chance to meet him. His name's Sam Lloyd. It's going to be a lot of fun. And 9 more great days to experience Rubber Ducks baseball. And we're making a hunt for the playoffs. So we're 2-game lead right now. We're a clinging to it right now against Altoona and Harrisburg, but we may have some postseason games. So come on down to the ballpark. We'd love to have you and experience Rubber Ducks baseball at least 9 more times, and hopefully more.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to take a peek around.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you. And
thanks, guys.
we don't, and I can tell you, they don't take that lightly with the family fun. There's fireworks, there's movies, they're always doing something. So if you, like he said, if you haven't checked it out, there's 9 more games, and there's all types. I get emails from you guys all the time, and I'm like, man, there's so much. My kids are still a little bit young, but we're looking to get down in the next couple of years. So thanks so much. So. Let's moving on. I think we're going to have a guided tour here, and we're going to be interviewing a host of folks in their respective areas around the stadium. And so let's go on. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where we're going to be going first.
Sure. My name's Adam Lieberman. I'm the Director of Media and Public Relations. I'm going to be probably taking you around the majority of the ballpark here today. Next up will be Brian Manning, our Food and Beverage Director. Brian's the one that comes up with all the extreme food items. He's the one that comes up with the spur-of-the-moment things like the LeBlanc burgers and some of those things. Wow. He's been with the Mets and a bunch of other organizations and really loves his food and can really talk about all the neat things, the healthy choices, everything else that we have for fans at the ballpark. And Brian's going to meet us out by Godfather's on the concourse. Interesting.
All right, let's go. I don't know where that is, but we're going to find out. Godfathers on the concourse. Sounds exciting. So we're kind of coming in here. Instantly, you can see the stadium as we at the field maybe as we come through.
We're getting ready for a charity event. As you can see on the ribbon board, the Alex's Lemonade Stand is to do a kickball thing for cancer fundraiser today.
Awesome.
So they're getting the field ready. They're going to be doing that here tonight. A bunch of people who are donating to the cause will be out playing kickball on the field and
how fun.
Trying to raise some money. Yeah, not the worst idea. So here's Brian. This is Brian Manning, our Food and Beverage Director.
Hey, Brian.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
Here on 330 to go. We're kind of walking around, getting a sneak peek at the stadium and behind the scenes of the workings and how it all comes together for a great experience. Tell us a little bit about what you do. Adam here was saying something about extreme foods. What's that all about?
Yes, so our extreme foods menu is a unique and interesting food menu that we have available at our concessions locations. It is a variety of 9 different off-the-wall, unique, crazy items that are either unique in style, size, presentation. Typically items that a large group can share that are something off the wall that you don't typically see at a ballpark. Like an example is our Screamer, which is available at our ice cream stand, Sock Hop Ice Cream Shop. It's actually a 5-pound ice cream sundae, so it's in a life-size baseball helmet, brownie base, 21 scoops of ice cream, cherries, sprinkles, chocolate syrup, banana on top, everything you can imagine. seen one person try and attack it. I've seen as many as 12 to 15 spoons as well. So
Sure.
really just depends on the buyer. But it's concepts like that are really cool that differentiate us from other ballparks in the minor leagues and quite frankly across the country. So.
Absolutely, yeah. I love that kind of off the wall, kind of crazy. That's my mentality as well. So I also host a show with 330 to go called The Hop and the Bean, which focuses on craft beer and specialty coffee around the area. You guys serve any craft beer in the ballpark? I know there's a few around the area.
Yeah, so we do have a few craft beers throughout the ballpark. You'll see your general favorites, your Miller Lights, your Budweisers, your Stellas, but also we have a window behind home plate called Jobu's Craft Brews. Features a few different craft beers at that location for the people that are geared towards that, different crafts and IPAs and special brews can kind of head that way and grab a beer at the game when they're here.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Fantastic. I mean, it's an exploding scene. I mean, it's a great addition to all the ballparks. I was impressed with some of the ones that I saw at when I was up at the Cleveland Stadium. They had some in the
We also annually have a festival of beers as well, which we host every fall. So in the past, we've had it on the concourse here at the ballpark. This year will be our 5th annual. So we'll try to do that on a Saturday after baseball ends. So it'll typically be college football Saturday. We'll, have some games here at the ballpark and incorporate a lot of different breweries. I know last year we had, I think, about 150 different beers. And each year we'll do that at the ballpark in the fall, which is another cool event to add on top of the baseball.
Absolutely. I'd love to come in and check that out as the Hop and the Bean and maybe cover that event.
Yes.
Is this the right here? What are you
Yes,
talking
so
about?
Jobu's Craft Brews is right behind home plate there, right by section 15, and that's at the side of our Tater's concession stand, and we offer about 15 to 20 different beers at that location. Yep.
That's phenomenal. That's awesome. I love it. So maybe tell us a little bit about some of these more these dishes that you do, and maybe like some of the fan favorites, and then maybe your favorites.
Yes,
and do you have like a team of chefs or cooks? I imagine.
Yeah, so we'll typically each year we have a food and beverage team of 4. We have myself as the director of food and beverage. We have an assistant director of food and beverage, and executive chef, and then a director of premium experience who oversees our suites and our non-game day catering. So we'll, as a group, get together, go through ideas. It's a 12-month process. It's really pick an item that you think might want to work, but then you also have to think of logistics. What vendor are you buying the products from? Who are you sourcing the product through? What's the composition of it? What's the prep time? What's the presentation? All those things kind of go into the process.
Right.
And then we kind of test kitchen it a little bit. So we'll get in the kitchen, buy the ingredients, mess with it, see what it looks like, and there'll probably be a few times there's different iterations of it, whether we tweak the ingredients, tweak the size, tweak the presentation, and then by the time we're ready to roll for March, we're ready for the season. So one item this year was the La Montagna, which is actually Italian for the mountain.
Okay.
But it is a double-decker Italian sandwich with 3 layers of garlic toast. And then the layers within it are Italian sausage, pepperoni, salami, provolone. One layer has roasted red peppers. The other one has a balsamic onion relish. So
wow.
It's available at Godfather's Kitchen right here behind home plate, and that's one that's new for this year that's done pretty well.
Okay.
Our largest seller on the extreme side has been, or actually largest 2. One is the Not Your Routine Poutine. So it is
Hank is a fan of poutine.
Yeah, so it is a dish that's served at our Tater's concession stand. It is 10 ounces of French fries topped with a gravy, Wisconsin cheese curds, barbecue pulled pork, bacon bits, and green onions. So that item is, I want to say we've sold probably about 400 or 500 of those so far this season.
Sure, yeah.
That's our most popular extreme item.
Yeah.
One item that's actually surged into second place this year is our pineapple terry Akron bowl. So when you think about extreme items, off the wall crazy items, thinking, oh my gosh, how many calories is this?
Right.
We have an item that's actually geared more towards the healthy side on our extreme menu.
Yeah.
It's actually a half pineapple hollowed out into a bowl,
Okay.
and it's served with white rice, grilled chicken, diced pineapple, teriyaki sauce, a Thai sweet chili sauce, and it has a teriyaki glaze over it. So
I've seen pictures of
yeah,
it.
and we've gotten to a point on weekend games we're selling 20 to 25 of those a game this year. It's really caught on. Great summertime item,
I was
great
just
way
gonna
to
say
eat
that,
light,
yeah.
but also picking off our extreme item and our extreme menu in the summertime.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That sounds like a perfect summer
Yep.
eat.
Yes, definitely.
Cool, awesome. Well, anything else that you want to tell our listeners or our viewers about kind of what you've been doing? You answered a lot of my questions.
Yeah,
I
so
was gonna ask
this is
already.
this is my 5th season here in Akron, and it's been a great season here so far. And I think really just one of the things we like to touch on is the diversification of our menu, the great things we have, the healthy items. We offer wraps, we offer salads. Reaching out to more of the vegan and the gluten-free markets. We've really worked on things like fruit cups, veggie cups, hummus and pretzels, things like that we've kind of incorporated onto our menus for the more health conscious, more the people that have allergies. They come to the ballpark, they'll say, hey, I have this allergy. Where can I eat throughout throughout the concourse, and we'll give them specific items to pick off.
Sure.
Also having the Game Grill and Bar at the corner of the ballpark, which is our seasonal restaurant, which is a great place to come before the game, that kind of extending that experience. Instead of coming to the game at 6:45, maybe you come at 5:45, enjoy dinner and a couple beers with us down there. So that area opens 2 hours before every game. So for a 7 o'clock game, it's open at 5, and an opportunity for our fans to kind of extend their ballpark experience and join us before the game.
Yeah, good to know. Very good to know.
Yes.
All right, well, awesome. I mean, I didn't know that it was that dynamic,
Yes.
the kitchen and that experience. So, I mean, that's great for people to know, and I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. So thank you so much for.
Great meeting you.
Yeah, you too. All right, so moving on, as we see the field out there, getting a little water, getting ready for the Kick It event. Kickball, I'm still wrapping my mind around that. I love it. That's so fun. Who are we going to next?
We're going to head down this way. We're going to head towards the main box office. We're going to talk to Thyra Noden, who's one of our top ticket sales execs. He'll talk about some of the cool ticket initiatives we have this year, things where you can scan off your phone and different things that they've been implementing for fans online and at the gates.
Awesome. So coming down here to the gates, Kids
Sure.
Club.
Yeah, the kids club is mostly, it's called the Quack Pack. And
Quack Pack.
Yeah, it's sponsored this year by Ultimate Sack, and it's the kids get in a half hour earlier than everybody else on Sundays. Normally Sundays are 2 o'clock games, 1 o'clock gate openings, so they get in at 12:30. Quack Pack kids get free tickets on those games. They get different private autograph sessions before the games. Players read to the kids before the games, and it's a really it's a free thing to sign up for. I don't know why more kids should just take advantage of it. It's a great way just to get in young kids into the experience. I know you were mentioning you have young kids, and that would be a great way for them to get introduced to the players in a less intimidating way, or even the ballpark in a much more down-to-earth kind of way versus something up in Cleveland, which is great, but that's not what we're really producing here.
Yeah,
so.
it kind of gives you more an intimate, more face-to-face.
Absolutely.
I love
and,
that.
and it gets them in the habit of coming to the ballpark, and that's a place where they want to go, and it's a place associated with fun and families, and they can run the bases before or after the games. Kids run the bases before the games. We have a catch in the field where parents can come down with kids and play catch and throw the ball around, and a lot like our movie nights. We have these usually 2 to 3 Canal Park movie nights each summer, which are $5 donations. Fans can get in, sit on the field, blankets, and eat popcorn and watch usually a family movie on the big board. So whatever we can use the stadium for, it's a big part of the civic downtown and a big city investment. And I think the heart of downtown, it really speaks to the health of a city.
Absolutely.
And so hosting events here with what Lock 3 does and other things on Main Street here really, in some ways it's our duty to host these kind of things. So
Ties in that community feel.
Absolutely. And, the communities, downtown with what they're doing, the roads and the bike paths and a lot of the green space, just really kind of feeds into this. This just was one of the things now in year 21 that really was one of the precursors to a lot of it.
Right.
A lot of places they talk about new stadiums changing things, and they don't really change an area. Anyone who was in Akron before 97 remembers what this area was like before that, and it's really, really changed things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's find
grab this. Okay. Literally behind the doors.
It's creepy enough having Homer stare at you. Hey, Tyron not this way?
He is not.
He is not. All right. We will flag him down here. In the meantime, we can check out our list of promotions and giveaways. I can't believe we're already at August. Right? I know Jim was talking about the Ted Buckland visit this coming week, next weekend from Scrubs. We have a couple Thirsty Thursdays left, which are great, to get out. Especially, gosh, look at this weather we're in right now.
Right.
There's only so much of this left of the year. The Children's Hospital Shower Center, Cancer Center night may be the coolest night of the year. It's, it just really puts everything in focus. It's, when you're talking about childhood cancer, it's a whole different story. And and you can see Children's Hospitals out there beyond left field, and the kids, and they have picnics, and they make it a whole day, and they come across in a big parade, into Canal Park and down on the field, and they do a balloon launch, and
that's awesome.
all these doctors and patients and families, and then they stop the game at the end of the third inning, and they do this thing called the Home Run for Life ceremony. And both teams line the field like they do during World Series intros, and usually 1 to 2 young cancer patients, I mean as young as 3 or 4, as old as maybe 10, 11, act as if they hit a home run. They shoot the fireworks off, they run the bases, they high-five the players, and their parents and families and doctors are waiting for them at home plate. And it's really,
I love that,
one of the moments that, it's great that we're do baseball and put smiles on people's faces, but those are one of the ones that are even more special and really put everything in perspective. And same for a lot of these players, future multimillionaires or future baseball stars, they'll remember seeing stuff like this, and it keeps them humble as well. So that's one of the highlight nights of the year. And so we've got a 9-game homestand that's just really going to blow it out. There's a lot of cool things, giveaways and visitors and fan appreciation. And, we don't usually have 9 games, so it's cool that this big stretch and a playoff push and all kinds of stuff's going on. So,
it's super exciting last stretch here.
It is. And, the Indians, when I was a kid, didn't have the talent level that they do now, and there's guys at all levels. I mean, how many people knew who Shane Bieber was before the season, or now Tristan McKenzie, who's here, and it was only a couple years ago Francisco Lindor arrived, or who the heck was Jose Ramirez when he was here in 2013. So it's a great chance to get to know these guys early, and it doesn't take long from Double-A to see them in the majors, and so that's part of the fun of it. Like Jim said, we don't generally market the baseball, but that's definitely part of it. Part of the fun here is to see that. And when you see the World Series team in 2016, half those guys had been on Akron within the previous 4 to 5 seasons.
Right.
So that you take an ownership in some ways. Like I saw Tyler Holt first, or I saw Jose Ramirez, and I know what he can do. And that's pretty cool, especially for the younger kids.
Yep.
And then especially, too, you get to see a lot of the other stars, whether it's a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. or Luis Severino, and that's just the baseball part of it.
Right,
Not everyone wants the baseball. Some people want the giant ice cream screamer. Some people want the giant inflatable slide, or the fun zone, or the quack pack. And a lot of those Sunday games that we were talking about have things like the Royal Tea Party or other things that go with it. Which is the Princes and Princesses night. So we always have our game themes. There's always other nightly themes. There's always other promotions and giveaways, which Sarah, our promotions coordinator, and others will get in with you guys.
Awesome. Always something going on, it seems like.
Always. If not, we got something wrong happening out here. We can take a walk down towards the team store, though. Oh, there's Tyler
sure.
now. There he comes.
All right.
It's like Johnny Carson.
coming down.
That's right.
Can we get the announcements going on? Just give them a good intro.
I just don't know if I'd want to get introduced to this. This isn't. I'm not sure. Adele is my intro.
Right. Yeah. We do not own the rights to this music.
Thyron's one of our ticket sales executives. He can talk about some of the great options that we have, both for this season and stuff leading in next year, but also some of the new things we have. People don't know we can get scanned tickets on phones, or how we do our giveaways. So Thyron can answer some questions for you.
Sure. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much, first of all, for joining us and for coming on and just giving us a little bit of insight. Like we said, we've been kind of taking a peek around and looking at the different areas that help to make a ballpark experience function on a game day, right? So tell us, first of all, maybe about how that works from your end of things with ticket sales, and how you even approach that for to help bring everything together. Like, what kind of promotions, or just more than I do about it.
Okay. So my position here at the ballpark, I'm a ticket sales executive. So I'm full-time. So I am in charge of selling season tickets, mini packages, which can be a 10-game mini package or a 20-game mini package, group tickets. It can be group tickets in our seating bowl for reserved seatings from sections 3 to 20, and also our picnic areas. One of our picnic areas is out to the left-hand side of the field. It's foul territory that holds up to 400 people. I can sell that. We just need a minimum of 24 people, and so also
you can sell that whole area. Is that what you're saying?
If I have 400 people, I can sell the whole area, and then on a firework night, it is $25 per person, and that comes with a ticket and an all-you-can-eat buffet. Woo! And then we also have an option for $22 for a non-firework night, and those are usually Sunday through Tuesday games. And then we also have, to the right-hand side of the field, we also have another picnic area called the Tiki Terrace.
Okay.
That holds about 164 people. And then up to 3 group companies or groups can sit out there at a time. Then also down there on the first base side, above our team restaurant, we have the Duck Club, which the Duck Club can hold. It's the only private venue in the downtown area, and it holds about 150 people. So, and that's only one company per game.
Okay.
And then that costs $33, and that comes with a ticket into the Duck Club, and then an all-you-can-eat buffet. But it's like an upper scale buffet than the 2 picnic areas I mentioned before.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the last thing I sell is our nightly suites, which is above. And then we have our traditional suites. It holds about 20 people. And then it is $700 for a non-firework night, and then $800 for a firework night. Then that comes with a $150 food and beverage credit. So no matter what food and beverage you order, that $150 credit will be applied to that. And then we have one owner suite here at the ballpark, and that's just one group per game, and that holds about 40 people. And then that is $1,200 for a non-firework night, and then $1,300 for a firework night.
Okay. Awesome. And so most of these areas, picnic areas that you mentioned, I see are covered. How often, and do you include foul ball injury insurance with these seats?
Usually we have our ushers. They're all great employees. Most of the time we have 2 ushers out in foul territory, and then we have an usher out in Tiki Terrace.
Okay.
Just to mainly keep up and make sure everything's going smooth in the area.
Yeah.
They also warn people if a foul ball coming. They may yell so people can be aware. People can, if they need to get out the way, move, or just be aware that a foul ball is coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, our usher is also in the seating bowl. Like we have an usher assigned to every section, and they make sure that everything's going smooth in that section. And then if a foul ball is coming, they alert everyone. So for the most part, everyone is aware that a foul ball is coming.
Yeah, I had to ask.
Yeah.
as I'm looking out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. How often do you see that happen?
I see it every once in a while, but most of the time, like everyone is aware, so they move out the way. If they need to move out the way, they move out the way.
Yeah. So you mentioned your firework nights for those different, and you guys, the fireworks here are phenomenal.
Thank you.
How often do those happen, and do you sell out pretty quickly with those, or you sell a lot of seats for those?
Oh yeah, all fireworks happens on our Friday and Saturday nights. Those are our 2 main nights we sell out, Saturday and then Friday. Like, majority of our sellouts have come on either a Friday night or a Saturday night. So that tends to be everyone's favorite. Like I want to go out to go see the fireworks.
Yeah.
Everyone gets, especially a group. If you're trying to sell a group, they're like, hey, it's fireworks on Friday, Saturday. That makes them even more interested in coming out to the ballpark.
Absolutely.
And even for some groups, we offer fireworks in the dugout, which is even better.
Oh wow.
We get to bring certain groups onto the field and take them into the dugout to watch fireworks.
Yeah.
Every group tends to enjoy that tremendously.
Absolutely. How fun. So, just kind of thinking here, I know you guys do all your ticket pre-sales and everything. Can someone just walk up? Is there like a ticket booth they can like at the gates and?
Oh yeah. Actually, right out here, this is our main box office. This is called like Box Office A, which is also known as our SUMA gates. Yeah, this is our main box office. Then we have a box office down the street closer to the Barley House. That is called our University of Akron gates, and we call it as employees here Box Office B. And then we have a box office to the back of the ballpark on the left-hand side of the field, which mainly we call it through the back entrance by the Children's Hospital, and that's also the box office. So there's 3 box offices. You have 3 options to go up and purchase your tickets. So no matter where you park at, you can purchase it right here at the main box office, or the box office down the street by closer to Barley House, or the box office closer to the Akron Children's Hospital.
So you're walking around downtown, you just want to go to a game, you can just pop into one of those spots and just purchase a ticket?
Oh yeah, and we always open before the game, and we stay open throughout most of the game. And then this main box office right here is open. It opens at 10 a.m. every game. So from 10 a.m., our main box office hours from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sure. So you can purchase a ticket anytime during that time. And then also on game days, it's open even longer. Like, for example, like during a firework night on Friday and Saturday, it's open until actually when fireworks are getting ready to start. So,
oh wow, that's pretty convenient.
And then you don't have to. You're flexible as well. You don't have to buy a ticket for this game. You say like you want to come to a game in 2 weeks, we can still help you out.
Nice.
Like, hey, I want to come to the game on August 30th. We still can sell it, even if it's not the game date of that day.
Right. That's super helpful and good to know for our listeners. All right. Anything else you want our listeners and our viewers to know kind of more about the ticket experience and the best way to get tickets if they want to catch a Rubber Ducks game?
Yeah, the best way to catch tickets is to visit our box office, or you can give us a call or just go on our website, AkronRubberDucks.com, to purchase the tickets.
Yeah.
And also, I'll tell you about this new thing, this new online system.
Yeah.
Well, we got it last year, but it really taken off. It's called Groupmatics.
Okay.
So our Groupmatics works. It's an online group portal. For example, say like you want to be the group leader, and you don't want to collect everyone's money. So
right.
we can just create this online group portal for you also to send out to your group, so everyone can just click on that link, purchase their tickets, and then print them out on their own. So you want to collect any money, and you can send it to whoever you want.
Just send a link.
You can link it to Facebook. Yeah. You can blast it via email. You can put it on we can create a flyer for it.
Oh, nice.
Right? So that's a way to also help with group sales as well. This new online platform called Groupmatics.
That's awesome. That's super.
And it works well with school fundraisers as well, and like our big baseball dream teams.
Okay.
Because a lot of schools this year have done fundraisers with us. For example, like the Copley Fairlawn School District. Mm-hmm. I'll create a page for each of the different schools, and then their PTA and principal just send it home to all the families and the students, and then that family's going to and then buy their ticket, purchase it, and then print the ticket out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That's super cool. Well, cool. Thank you so much for giving us some insight into the how to actually get into a game and the ticket sales. So that's kind of what you do, right? All right, awesome. Thanks so much. So moving on here, we going on with our tour. Where are we going next?
We're head down to the team store down here on the first base concourse.
All right, awesome. Super cool team store. I was pretty intrigued by it.
They got all the new faux back, the fake throwback stuff, like my hat here.
I love that. I love it.
They've got the LeBron T-shirt after we honored him with the a couple different things in it, and some new stuff that Jeff will be getting for the off season.
Yeah.
They got the quackers that they keep track of, the bubble blowers.
What's the quacker?
Oh, there's a little totally annoying for parent. Like hard plastic yellow.
Yeah.
Ducky.
Nope. Not tell my kids about that.
No, right. It's for other, like when they go to birthday parties at other people's houses.
Exactly, right. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Just buy like 20 of them for the birthday party.
Right.
That's right.
We'll send some home with Hank's kids.
Home. Right, perfect, with other people. So, yeah, absolutely. So.
Right.
And there's some of our Arrows throwbacks from the other night when we had the Arrows purple night.
Oh, nice. It's funny, that's a throwback now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is. Right? Yeah, making me feel old.
This is season 21. So
right.
This is Jeff Campano. Jeff is our manager of merchandise. He's the one who picks out what items to order. He's the one that comes up with, the different creative ideas that we come up with often. He can give you some of his ideas, some of the things that have sold well, some of the surprises that we were talking to Jeff about quackers and bubble blaster counts and things. And so Jeff can give you the lowdown on our gear. Sure,
yeah. I'm trying to get this is, a super cool team shop. I've seen some that, I'm not a huge stadium visitor, but I don't imagine this as a very common, like it feels like you're in a legit, really nice store. And there's a great options and variety available. So, yeah, and as I'm modeling here, one of your awesome jerseys, I love this color. I love the whole new logo and everything with the rubber ducks. So maybe tell us a little bit about that and how you've developed it and what you guys offer.
Yeah, we just try to get creative with everything, and like Lieb was saying, from the bubble blasters to the quackers, we just try to be innovative every year and come out with new ideas. And we really started to embrace some of the past teams. As you can see, like back here, we have some Arrows merchandise, and
I saw that. Yeah,
we started to bring out the Canton Akron Indians logo, which was the team before the Akron Arrows. And
yes, I love
it. We
just
try to keep it fresh, and we really listen to what our fans and my employees have to say about what people are saying. We try to get new options in here for the fans, and we constantly turn the store over and bring new items in, probably every couple weeks or so. So
really,
yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I love the hat that Adam's wearing behind the rubber duck, the kind of rubber duck. I'm gonna have to get me one of those. Those are pretty cool. Anything else there? Tell us maybe a little bit about kind of so you have like hats and T-shirts mainly, And then some of the kind of keeping with the whole theme of everything, right? You have those different fun items that you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, so the hat that Adam is wearing is actually a hat to honor our team and like what our team would look like in 1970. And then this is actually a T-shirt.
Oh,
What the jerseys we wore on Friday night looked like.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And
I love that.
That's kind of like the throwback look, and that's something that we're actually sold out of most of the merchandise, but we're gonna continue to bring it in. So
is that correct on the table? It's only $5. Is that for the hats?
that's
those
for
are your
the
hats.
So
Okay.
These
okay.
ones are 18.
Yeah, that's super cool though. Nice, awesome, man. I always noticed with the rubber A. Always been a fan of that one.
Yeah. And we have a couple of great hat partners with 47 brand and New Era, where I can pretty much just tell them whatever idea I'm thinking about, and
Nice.
and then they'll produce the hat for us.
So you actually get to have some fun with the creative side of it all.
Yeah. I mean, we in here, we don't necessarily create all the logos, but
Yeah.
we definitely get to pick them all out, pick which shirt style to go on, what
Yep.
what we buy, and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, so you have a whole team kind of that helps you kind of go through it and pick and mix and match. And
yeah, I have a couple people that have been here for like interns / employees for like 3 years. As a full-time employee, I'm the only one.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
the majority of my work for this stuff is done during the winter when we plan all this stuff.
Have a little
out.
bit of off time. Yeah. Sure, that makes sense. And it seems like maybe last question for you, the rubber duck logo. When did they institute that? Not too long ago, right?
No, I think it was at the end of 2013,
Yeah.
2014.
And I think it's more dynamic. I think it gives you more options to do more with, to be more creative with, to have more fun with, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the logo itself has like 5-6 colors in it. So
Yeah.
we really try to embrace, as you can see, all the colors. Obviously, by far blues are main color, our favorite color.
Yeah.
And with the jersey you're wearing, that's the most popular jersey by far.
Yeah.
But it gives us a chance to brighten up the store with all the different colors, and then we also come out with some crazy colors that aren't off the wall. There's a hat back there where it's like 5 different neon colors. So,
Nice.
the duck's a pretty polarizing figure in minor league baseball, and it's definitely popular in Ohio and also across the country. So
Sure. Yeah,
we
absolutely.
get a lot of little league teams that like to embrace being the rubber ducks.
Yeah. I bet. That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for giving us a little bit of kind of insight to the creative side of what goes into having some merchandise that it fits the fun feel of everything that's happening here and the family friendly atmosphere that's going on. So really appreciate your time,
Thanks for coming
and I'll be back to look around a little bit more. So we're gonna head on out, I think, and continue to this amazing tour. Super fun. Woo! It is. A little bit. So we're
Not even a super hot day, so not too bad.
we got a nice breeze going.
Yeah. So we'll head down to the end of the concourse here in right field. Just want to just touch base on some of the other areas that Jim talked about. The Game Grill and Bar Restaurant.
Yep.
The Tiki Terrace, which I know if I was not an employee and probably worked downtown, especially those lunchtime like business person specials.
Sure.
You come down, you get your $5 GA or your just $7-9 reserve type ticket. But I would probably just hang at the Tiki Bar, use it like a cover charge, and just hang at the Tiki Bar if you get one of the good seats with a view of the field.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can beat that on a night. And then and that's the other thing. If you leave early, if you come in for 3-4 innings and lunch on all those days, you don't feel so bad if you paid $5-6 to get in,
Right.
leaving early, than if you paid $45. So, some of the flexibility here, or just even if you want to go out with friends later and met here for the first couple innings or something, and it wouldn't be a bad idea.
I think the kids call that good hangs, a good hang, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, a good hang or a couple pre-drink, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
drive safe, folks. Drink responsibly.
Right. Yeah. So it's an actual tiki bar. That's
So
pretty
yeah,
neat.
no, it's actually an actual tiki bar.
Covered up right now, but
I'm sure it's one of the many in the greater Akron area. No, I'm just kidding. No, the
In the
Tiki Terrace
tropical
is great.
climate.
Yeah, and you can see, it's a great view of the field.
It
that's
is.
over there, right by the gates, right by the restaurant. Fans can eat at the restaurant and just come right out. They can get tickets from their servers or buy game tickets and then just walk right through, right out here through the patio and come out for games. So, like what Brian was saying, it's a great way to have to get down early, not worry about the traffic, get something to eat, especially, you can grab the kids or get down ahead of everything and not have to worry about, shoving in, fish sticks and chicken fingers at home and actually get them a good meal and then maybe top it off with all the ice cream and other goofy stuff that we have here. So,
Sure.
I guess be responsible as far as food goes too.
Right, yeah, you want to be getting chocolate wasted.
You can see over here we've got the deflated inflatable slide, the
Okay.
giant inflatable slide. That's up during games.
Is it always up?
It's up, always up, as long as the weather isn't an issue.
Okay.
We don't want kids to go blown away, I guess, with the slide.
Right.
It'd be entertaining, but not fan friendly.
Right, yeah, I mean, extreme
That's right.
sliding.
So groups can come out Tiki Terrace out here. The
I love
slide
this.
the slide is considered part of the fun zone. But
This is beautiful.
We've had Francisco Lindor race down the slide before with Ronnie Rodriguez, and I think sometimes for those that maybe came out years ago when it was the Arrows and they haven't been out since the Rubber Ducks, even though I know it's been some years, they need to come out and just check out Canal Park. Even if
Yeah.
they're not even big baseball fans, there's
Right.
something about just being downtown and seeing the bright green grass and just hanging out with people for 3-4 hours. There's not a lot of places you can do that for the dollars we're talking about. Even movies cost more and you're indoors and not communicating, and there's something for everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
the hardcore baseball fan will get that, but
Sure.
if little kids want to run around, there's stuff for them to do, whether it's Quack Pack or Fun Zone or checking out the different foods or the beer connoisseurs. I just think
I hear that.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's really something there
Yeah.
for everybody. You have to keep in mind the Beer Fest, September 22nd.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
I'm
no,
really trying to
that-
cover that with the hop and the bean.
That should be a lot of fun. They've been great as they've evolved over the last couple of years. Another great event, and raise some money for the Children's Hospital that night too.
Nice.
So we'll head back towards.
Check out, get a shot of these chairs. The chairs have the actual
Oh yeah, the chairs
logo.
have the Rubber Ducks
See?
logo in them. The ones that are
It's
a little
amazing.
further in are
So
the
awesome.
full drink rail 365. The ones that are the black mesh here in the front row.
Oh, okay, okay.
And same with the seats on the duck row on the other side there, where the Key Bank duck row.
Yeah.
That's like the wait service, premier kind of area over there, duck row, right up front. No, you're right by the players while they're warming up.
Right
You're
down here,
yep, right
yeah.
there, right by the players, right by.
Nice.
Everything warming up. You get in-seat wait service, drink rails,
Wow.
the full 360 seats.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really
So,
cool.
and so is this associated with the game grill?
No. So
Oh, this
there's
is just.
two different. We
Oh,
have
that's
a-
that he
this-
talked about, the picnic
right now.
area.
So we have the Tiki Terrace, which is the whole area,
Yeah.
and actually groups can buy sections here in the Tiki Terrace.
Okay.
And so your group can come and just take over this whole Tiki Terrace and have a great outdoor time.
Sure.
The Duck Club that's up above me here, which is like the private event space, what's really cool is those windows on the top all fold back, and it's like all open air.
Oh, so you get more of the atmosphere.
It's great.
Yeah.
So my high school back when I had my 20-year high school reunion, we actually did it up there. We were,
Nice.
there was a chance that way we could keep the game going. But
What a great idea.
We'd heard like people doing cash bars and appetizers for high dollar things. Well, hey, you can come here. I think it was $25 a person, all you can eat, game ticket. If what do you do with the kids? What do you do with mom and dad when you're in town? Well, hey, the kids can hang with mom and dad, or that spouse that really doesn't want to go to the reunion can sit with the kids in the stands. And it turned out to be just a really great night for everybody, and just a different kind of atmosphere than doing your traditional, something at the high school or your Swenson's food truck kind of thing. Not saying
Right,
that those
yeah.
are bad, but there's a lot of different reunions, and especially if you're gonna do something in season, if it works out with one of our firework nights, 23 firework nights.
I mean, $25 can't beat that.
Yeah, no, for the whole night and all you can eat and whatnot. So, there's all kinds of things outside the box. The Duck
Sure.
Club's open year round. They do Leadership Akron and
Nice.
other events there in the off season. So that's available for rental as well.
Nice. I love this. This is awesome.
It's a great
One of my favorite
place
areas
to
so
have to
far.
go to work. You know, it's
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta go to the office today, and it's a ballpark. You know, like there's worse places to go. You know, and it's interesting in the summer, in the winter. You know, you see the snow, but you think, I guess it keeps you thinking summer. Sometimes we get little stray kitty cats that are smart to hide from the wind in the enclaves here in the winter. But it's neat. Like people don't even think about how Lock 3 stretches behind the stadium, and there's the beach volleyball court out that way, and you know, it's just such a walkable area that they've made downtown.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So we'll walk back towards behind home plate there, where the fun zone is set up. Hopefully Dom's back that way. If not, I'll show you what's up with that, and then we'll head to the press box and meet Zach. Zach oversees the creative services. He's the one that does all the video board highlights and all the in-game contests like that, and picks all the music and handles all the player music, which that changes quite a bit often.
Sure.
These guys are superstitious and other stuff. He's the one that has to make sure there's no expletives and things like that.
Yep.
You know, and so everyone's got their own little roles and their own little departments, but everyone kind of does a bunch of other things too. I may be the first person when we have a computer or copy machine issue, or you know, everyone who's got their other little talent in minor league baseball will take advantage of a way to use it.
Sure.
Now, I don't know how many people of you guys have had a chance to meet Ken Babby, our owner.
I'm not sure.
You know,
No, I
Ken
don't think
is since he's come here, you know, one of the big things he wanted to do was reconnect the franchise with the city, both in terms of advertisers, in terms of community stuff. I know a lot of people in this city have heard Ken speak someplace because he's spoke at almost every event I can think of, and really wanted to, you know, make this team part of the community again. The attendance was over 500,000 the first several years, which is unheard of for a stadium of this size.
Sure.
And by the time Ken bought the team, it was down to about 230,000.
Okay. Wow.
So you lost more than half your fans, so you had to do something to really get things excited again. And we've been able to get it up to about 350,000 the last couple of years, about a 28% increase in attendance. And, you know, I think a lot of people who previously may have soured on their experience here gave it another chance, thankfully, and saw what we're trying to do in our little big league model. And you know, they used to have these buyout nights. Subway and others would buy all the tickets and give them out. And what we would find is a lot of people still wouldn't have a great experience because they weren't invested in their experience. What we try to do is, instead of have people come out and then gouge them with concessions, we have $2 hot dogs every game.
Right.
The parking's free on nights and weekends on the city spots and lots. There's like dollar lots across the street. So it really conceivably, for family of four game tickets, for food, for parking, for concession, you could get out for $60, $65 for 4 kids or a family of 4, and there's not a lot of things you can do like that, especially in the summer. And so we're not saying people shouldn't go to the Indians. Absolutely. You know, we love that they love the game of baseball and the future Indians, but there's so many different experiences here that in some ways don't look at it as just a baseball park.
Sure, it's that all-encompassing.
Yeah.
I mean, really, not to just say your slogan, but family fun, affordable, and it is to get all of that for that. For those prices that we're talking about, it is unheard of. I mean, you can get like different aspects from different areas, but
whatever
to get
you
it all.
Mascots for the kids. I mean, attention spans for kids. Not all of them are ready for something like Progressive Field. So, you know, this is a good break-in spot, or you know, maybe it's take a lot of the seniors like baseball a lot. It's a great thing to take grandma and grandpa to games, or come after church. We do 2:00 games for that reason on Sundays a little later. So.
Nice.
But with one homestand to go, it's I can't even believe it. Nine more home games and hopefully some playoffs, like Jim said, and away we go. And then rinse and repeat, and we're back here in April again next year. So let's head on down this way. We got some in-stadium vendors. Dippin' Dots are big. Chick-fil-A, of course.
Nice.
Not open on Sunday.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The Nice to Meet You grill, where we've got couple of the extreme items. Our Nice to Meet You burger, which is stuffed with like a half pound of like hot dogs and just cheese and pulled pork and just everything you could want.
Sounds amazing.
They do it up right. We've got our down in the ice cream sock hop. We've got the ugly duckling float, which is a 16-ounce Guinness or Irish stout beer with 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream with chocolate sprinkles and chocolate sauce.
Okay.
And whipped cream.
Now we're talking.
We got a bunch of kid duck floats then that are one with the vanilla ice cream with grape, vanilla with, I think it's grape, raspberry, a bunch of different root beer, different floats that we have down there for kids. The Screamer, which I don't know if Jim got into details, 21 scoops.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
On the full-size brownie base and the whole 9 yards, which should be shared.
Right.
Should be.
Yeah.
There's everything at the mountain sandwich here, the taters and Godfather, and the dog pound down there. Serve the LeBron James sandwich, the goat burger that we did for when we retired his number. We did a special burger down that way.
Oh, nice. Nice.
We try to come up with something different every time we can.
What's on the goat burger? Do you know?
It's like a goat cheese,
Makes sense.
like a wine and slaw.
This is pretty back here.
Yeah. So this is where the fun zone's set up. I mean, we're right behind home plate right now. They set up the fun zone here. They've got, where you, I don't even know what it's called, where you hit the thing and it goes up and hits the bell.
Oh, yeah, like the measure of
they've got
the strength.
Right, strength measure.
Whatever, yeah.
We got a bunch of spin wheels and contests and
Really?
rubber ducky things, and it's a great place for little kids to come and win prizes. And, on some games we have face painters set up back this way, and, balloon artists sometimes back here, especially on the Sunday games.
Okay.
And so this is the place to go. We have a couple jersey auctions coming up where the players wear replica jerseys. They've done Cleveland Force ones this year. They've done, over the past years, Browns replicas. But on the Showers Center Cancer Night, they wear jerseys that are designed by one of the pediatric cancer patients.
Oh, cool.
And that patient's presented with a jersey before the game that's all signed by the team, and the team wears them all. And they do jersey auctions up here on the concourse. They set up tables, and all the money goes to Children's Hospital, and fans can bid on them. And then after the game, get them from the player down on the field, and either get them signed or photos with the player. And the Children's Hospital ones, those go quite quick, and it's kind of become a tradition. It's like the 3rd or 4th year we've done those, and I'm glad,
awesome.
Not all the kids there are into baseball or into sports, and some of them are into art, and, some of them will have hopefully get healthy and be able to bring their kids and show them on the wall, the jersey on the wall that they did when they were
That's awesome.
sick years and years earlier. So,
Yeah, I love that.
There's, actually coming towards us, here's our groundskeeper, Chris Walsh, and his assistant, James. Chris was the Eastern League groundskeeper of the year in 2016. Wave hi, Chris.
Groundskeepers, thanks for you guys keeping this place looking amazing.
Yeah, today's of course getting the kickball ready to go, which I'm sure makes him really excited to have people playing kickball on his field with a week and a half to go in a game still. Chris is a huge fan of all the different events and things on his field.
Yeah.
He's not as bad as like the old farmer with the shot. Get out the field, my varmints.
Right, get off my lawn.
Yeah, but he knows his lawn, and we all are part of the tarp team. Like if the tarp's on the field, we all have to be there. The whole front office. We all have tarp clothes and stinky shoes in our offices,
Nice,
and it's all hands on deck when it comes time to pull the tarp.
Wow.
I'd love to have the kids come out and get the minor league experience from that, but it doesn't seem like they do so much on that. So
I love it.
Let's wander up to the press box and talk to Zach up there, and he can talk to us about what they got going on game entertainment wise, and see where some of the other stuff, the murals that we have up in the suites lobby.
Okay.
Like Jim said, are ones by Mike Ayers, the local artist who's worked as a graphic guy with the Beacon for very, very 30 years. It's very cool to watch him work. He'll just come up with
Sorry, I didn't want you to.
he'll just come up with a little stool and a pencil, and every day you would see something new pop on the wall. It was really, really cool.
You going up here?
Yep.
Okay.
And so it was very, very neat to watch the evolution of the walls upstairs, and,
Yeah.
and we'll see there's an old Akron baseball one on the way up the stairs that has a Thurman Munson card and some other stuff that Mike did, which, I think just like we were talking before about connecting to Akron is so important.
Mm-hmm.
This was a pretty dull lobby when Ken got there. None of the walls had anything on it. It was the same kind of dull floor, and now you come in and it just all hits you, and then you realize, a lot of people have never been here before, whether that's the players or others. You can see we've got this whole Akron
nice.
baseball mural up here. There's, the catcher Thurman Munson, who's the stadium in Canton. George Sisler's in the Hall of Fame and hit 400. Jim Thorpe, of course, played out this way.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little taste of baseball. Not everyone knows some of the old roots that the city has that date back baseball-wise.
Sure.
And then we come up here. We've got our admin offices for the ticketing department.
Okay.
And we head into our suites lobby.
Oh, now we're getting
Suites lobby.
super
we
nice.
And everything was redone in here about 2 seasons ago. The suites are, they've renovated a bunch of the suites. Some of the suites still have some of the original qualities that they had when they were originally made in '97. They let some of the companies that had them put their own twist on them.
Nice.
What you have here is kind of like a timeline mural, except it goes right to left. Over here we have the Canton-Akron part
Okay.
with Thurman Munson Stadium. Enrique Wilson, who played at the team, Charles Nagy. They were there from '89 to '96, so next year will be the 30th anniversary of the team, the franchise as a whole, coming to Northeast Ohio. So, you forget about the Tomies and the Albert Bells and the
Right.
Manny Ramirez's and even the Bartolo Colons.
Yep.
Yeah,
My
Bartolo
era.
Colon's so old that he went through Canton-Akron. He didn't even come through here, and he's still playing. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing. And then Mike did all these. Like every day you'd see, there's Orbit's head appearing, and there's Carlos Santana, and we were talking about, maybe we do bobbleheads next year of the all Canton-Akron player and all
That'd be
Rubber
cool.
Ducks team and
Yeah.
all Arrows team, because we don't generally do players, and
Right.
be curious to see who the all Arrows player would be. There's a lot of great guys, Sizemore and Santana and Victor Martinez and
Yeah.
CC Sabathia, and it'd be an interesting decision.
That'd be really fun. Yeah.
And then we go into the Rubber Ducks lineage
Okay.
with you got Dave Wallace there, our former manager with the little kid, and Webster down that way, and
Is that the name of the duck, Webster?
yep, that's Webster the duck. We still have Orbit.
Oh, okay.
People couldn't get so when people talked about the name change and you talk about Arrows, as much as you hate to say it, a lot of these kids and a lot of people today don't know about Judy Resnick and the Ohio space and aeronautics history. And some people even thought it was Arrows as in ARROWS, as in because the Indians ties. And so that was part of the reason with the renaming, where I mentioned before, you lose a lot of your fan base. You have to do something to kind of spice things up and connect with the city. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of people got on the whole Rubber Ducks thing, but at the same time, if you're going to do something with rubber, outside of that and rubber chickens, you really don't have a lot to play with. I mean, there's to do something fun that
Sure.
kids can connect with. So
Anytime you have a change, there's going to be a little bit of pushback. But I think that it's adapted well. It's been
once
received.
people saw the logo, I think they got an idea.
Yeah.
I like the color purple, but that's a pretty tough logo, and
It
I
is.
think it was 7 or 8 color logo to work with. So
Sure.
anyone in printing understands how tough that could be.
Absolutely.
But people loved Orbit, and that's one of the things that they remembered was the color purple and Orbit.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
he's we had to keep Orbit around as part of the group. So let's,
I like it.
Let's mosey on in here.
Can't hate on Orbit.
No. Orbit's like he's like an ET. He got stranded here, and but he made the best of it. He didn't need to phone home. I guess he liked Akron enough.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, no, for sure. So this is our press box up here.
Okay.
Up here we have the official scores. We've got
Where the
the
magic
pitch clock
happens.
operators. The Indians have their data capture people who have the pitch effects and other stuff that chart how far guys running the outfield, or how much the pitches spin, or how much the location, and all that data that they get every night.
That's insane.
We've got the home and visiting radio booths up here, the overhead cameras up here. As you can see in here, this is all part of this whole room was redone for the new scoreboard. This was a storage room before that was redone into kind of a command center control booth. And here's the PA room where we have the click effects, the sound, the PA announcer, and then here we find Zach.
Moon Man's getting excited right now.
Creative services coordinator.
Our producer, the Moon Man, is probably watching. He's probably getting really excited right now. He does some sound effects on like a little keypad, but
Zach does.
How you doing?
He's
Zach
an
here.
amateur sound effect guy, I guess. He can talk-
Amateur's the best way to describe
That's right.
it.
So Zach, does a lot of sets all our graphics and look for the season. Works with Sarah, our promotions coordinator, hand in hand, and promotes and comes up with the plan for the game, the in-game promotions, all the player music and different stuff. So I'm sure he can give you some insight as to what we try to do for the fans.
yeah, sure, and kind of keeping with the entire theme, I think that every place that we visited so far has seemed to do is that fun kind of family fun atmosphere. You don't get a lot of the super like mainstream things that you might get at some of the bigger stadiums or the professional
Sure.
stadiums. But am I correct when I say that?
Yeah. So I mean, I hate to generalize, but not only we do a really good job of providing affordable family fun to this area, but that's every minor leagues team mindset.
Yeah.
I've been with a couple teams, and every single team I've been with has been, you are not focused on what's going on the field because we can't control the players that
Right.
come in, but we can control everything outside of the foul lines, how much fun they're having, all the videos we play, the promotions we do.
Yep.
And, I mean, that's why people like myself and Sarah and everyone else in this front office are here, because we want to make sure that they almost don't know the score when they walk out. They're not coming because they want to see the next star. They're coming because they know that we give them a great show. We give them 3 hours to escape reality and just kind of have a good time.
Yeah. That's what Jim was talking about a little bit. You can't control, everything that happens inside the diamond, right? But
Right.
you can definitely control all these different factors. And I think music and the videos play a huge piece in that. Would you agree?
Yeah, so, I mean, as I always kind of say to different people when they're up visiting here, me and my staff are kind of like the man behind the curtain from, like, The Wizard of Oz. Like, no one knows who we are, but everyone knows we exist because that's why the video board works, and that's why those videos are getting made and they're getting played and everything like that. So I like to consider us the man behind the curtain. But, yeah, while ticketing does a great job of putting the people in the seats, if they don't have a good time when they're here, what reason do they have to come back? So once they get to the stadium, it's almost like the ticketing reps are handing their clients over to myself and Sarah, and our job is to make sure they want to come back.
Right.
Because without that, we wouldn't have a fan base.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So, I love this kind of stuff. It's super interesting to me. We've done some stuff with some of the guys from the show on a small scale. We do basketball leagues and some other things at our church. But maybe tell us what kind of goes into that. Like, do you how you prepare for like a game? Do you have different like sets, I guess, would you call them maybe, and different like segments of fun things that you do throughout the game?
So every day, Sarah, who I'm not sure if you've talked to yet or not, Sarah, our promotions coordinator, she'll put together a full script. So she'll script out the 9 innings. Now, granted, it's a live production. It's very fluid. Some promotions may go longer than others. We probably make 4 to 5 changes to the script tonight, whether it's pushing a video, pushing a sponsor read that we need to do. But we're probably changing up the script 4 to 5 times a night. So the willingness to be versatile and willing to think on your feet the whole night is also a big part of the job. But for me, once I get that script, well, actually it really starts when we see like drafts of the promo schedule.
Yeah.
At that point, we start conceptualizing ways to kind of change the feel of the game for that particular night, whether it's pulling specific sound clips from a movie or a show that we're celebrating, or what promotions we could do on the field that kind of relate. So, like, if it's a football night, of course, we want to do football-themed promotions. So, like, a football type of obstacle course, something like that.
Okay.
So that all starts really months before opening day.
Yeah.
Honestly, but once we get to game day, obviously, like I said, things do change. So once I get the script, that'll give me a good idea of what's going on. So then I make sure I have all the clips ready. I import them into our multitude of computers that are right behind me. And then by then, it's normally when my staff starts showing up. So all the camera guys, the audio guy, video board guy, PA announcer.
Yeah.
And I'll give them a run through of what's going on, and we'll put on a show for them.
Yeah.
And we do that 70 times a year.
Yeah.
Sometimes more, depending on playoffs.
And it sounds like a blast. How much fun? You having a lot of fun with it?
I love this place. I mean, I get paid to entertain fans. I get paid on non-game days to watch YouTube and find funny videos. I mean,
right.
It's really one of a kind.
Sure.
But yeah, it's such a blast to work here, and everyone that I work with, obviously during the season we spend a lot of hours together just with it being game days. So I mean, I'm so happy that I've been able to befriend so many people in the front office. So that always helps as well as just the job itself. But the work lifestyle and the workplace flow kind of help everything, because if you're having a down day, you have about 30 people around to pick you back up and just encourage you to keep rolling on.
Yeah.
And that's why we do it.
Yeah, that's big. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How often does that script change throughout? I mean, is that a different script every single game?
Yeah, so a lot of the times
Maybe some minor tweaks.
Yeah, there will be minor tweaks, or where we place different promotions in different reads will change.
Yep.
Obviously for very special nights, so on nights when we're commemorating a movie anniversary, it'll change more than other nights, but I'd say generally no one script is exactly the same throughout the season.
Yeah. And you guys, so you're like in here, this is kind of like your operating base, right? And so
yes.
You can kind of see how the steam's reacting and instant, I don't know if I'd say gratification, but you can get a feel for the room, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And the answer is yes and no. I've tried kind of straying away from that instant gratification of the applause and laughter.
Yeah.
Because we can't hear if someone just like lightly chuckles at something. Obviously, there will be sometimes when the whole stadium does laugh out loud at something, or if we play the woo sound effect when the other team swings through, you'll hear everyone in the stadium woo back.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff, there's instant gratification, but it doesn't always apply, because sometimes, like I said, people are talking to their friends when it happens. Sometimes it passively happens, and just because we don't hear everybody laughing doesn't mean we can never play it again.
Right.
There's so many different things going on in the ballpark with so many different departments that we know that obviously while we're an important part of the in-game presentation, we're not everything. So we can't really base it on instant gratification. And that's where stuff like surveys and social media feedback, that's where all of that really comes into play.
Yeah, yeah.
And we really take everything we get from surveys and social media feedback, we really take it to heart, and we try and change it when we see it.
Yeah. It's a great way to get feedback and kind of get a good scale on how you're doing.
For sure.
It's kind of you kind of got to go with what you're like. Trust your script, trust your research, trust your work that you do, and roll with it. Right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And more than that, trust your people. So I'm a one-man department, so I'm the only full-timer on staff that works with the video board like I do. Everyone else is either ticketing or food and beverage or anything like that. I'm the only person full-timer on staff that works with the video board.
Okay.
All of my staff are either game day staff, so they'll come in an hour or two before the game, or interns. And basically every year you have to teach a new group of people the entire show. Yeah. But it gets to a point where you have to trust them. If you can't trust them, it's going to go horribly. So when I first started here, it was funny. It's funny that you bring that up. When I first started here, I was basically standing on top of my video board operator, who's been here a few years longer than me. He's still in college. He's a fantastic guy, Gabe. If you happen to be watching this,
what's up, Gabe?
But yeah, so I was like standing on top of him the first few games of last season, my first season here, and I was like telling him everything that needed to happen, and I remember at one point he looked back at me and said, "Hey, I've been here 5 years. I
Right.
got
Yeah,
this.
I know.
Like, just sit over there.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we have a question, we'll ask you, and you could give input, but you don't need to be watching over. So
Sure,
you have
yeah.
to trust your people that they know what's going on and
Yeah.
they know how to read the crowd as well, if not better than I do.
Yeah, yeah, that's big. Yeah, it's kind of it's that big trust component. You just got to sit back and be like, okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
hands off.
And it doesn't make
tough.
it doesn't make it any does not make it any easier on me to sit back and relax. I mean,
Yeah.
there's plenty of times where I want to get up and tell them what to do, but I mean, at the end of the day, I know that the people that I've put in these positions know what they're doing, and they know what will entertain the crowd as well. Like I said, as well, if not better than I do.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I mean, I can tell you, I know the feel that you guys, it's a big key component. Like you said, it's not there's a lot of different factors that come into play, but
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's a big one. It's
Sure.
a huge one, and I appreciate you. I'm glad that I can see that very easily. I've done enough of these. Sometimes I do mostly breweries and
Okay.
specialty coffee interviews, and you can see when people are passionate about it,
Sure.
and that translates to them being excellent at their job.
You got to have passion for this. I mean, we
Right.
work way too many hours to be anything less than passionate. If you're not passionate about this, you shouldn't be in
You
this
get
field.
weeded out.
I'll be straightforward.
Yeah.
You have to be passionate to work in this field.
That's great feedback. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for
Yeah, no
taking
problem.
up some of your time, and we're gonna move on and see what else we got in store.
No problem.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's
Yep.
super cool. I love hearing about that kind of stuff and hearing about some things that you might not know about, but you always hear it happening. Some of the times, a lot of times they say with the DJs or the behind-the-scenes type of people like that, they say you don't know they exist until something goes wrong, and then everybody knows that they exist. So, I don't even know. I think we're kind of going down the hallway here and investigating something. So yeah, we found the bathrooms, found the visitors. Yeah, visitors radio, and where are we heading
We're
next?
gonna head back down towards the clubhouses and see what head towards promo and meet Sarah down that way. But we'll show you a glimpse of what the players see and get ready for the games.
Awesome. See that spin move? Moon Man, you're gonna want to play that back in slow motion.
He is watching.
I love the little duck bubble makers. Those things are.
Oh yeah.
Is it? Do they like?
Get one of those. You gotta send the quackers home too.
Well, I can imagine. Are those new?
They're a lot. I think they're second year.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you get just like bubbles everywhere.
It does. So you
That's
just
awesome.
load
And
like
they
a
run
regular bubble.
forever. I
Yeah.
bought it thinking it would be done by the end of the game. I was like, oh nope, all over my living room.
Yeah, and they have refills and whatever they can to get them. And they're looking for the key for me.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
But no, we're heading on in the meantime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so cool. I love the bubble makers. And I got to be honest with you. I have, like I said, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. My 2-year-old is a little bit crazy in public areas, but my 4-year-old, I absolutely think he would love it here. I was a little bit hesitant. We're not a big, huge baseball family, but I'm already sold. I mean, for lack of a better term, but
That's not. Yeah, it's not all what we're pushing. And if you leave early with the 4-year-old, their attention span wanes, then you do.
right, yeah.
And you don't feel bad that that's what I kind of meant is like some kids got to build up to the experience. So
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
our visiting clubhouse.
Oh,
As you can see, these walls were all fat-headed up a couple years ago. After the All-Star game, they did some, and
Beautiful.
prior, they'll actually themed as we go around. Like the umpires will be by the umpires, and the visiting.
nice. That's so cool. I love it.
This is our visiting clubhouse.
Okay.
This is where the old Arrows chairs reside. Down in here, the Rubber Ducks chairs on the other side. Even in year 21, this stadium is held up. This is still the original carpet. This is still the original lockers.
Wow.
It's one of the nicer visiting clubhouses, and actually it's really is probably as nice as a lot of the home clubhouses throughout the league. It stretches back around. There's a training room back down that way. There's a laundry room, coach's room, and manager's office down there, and that leads out towards the dugout out that way. A lot of these teams play in some pretty old stadiums. I think they love coming down to Canal Park with all the stuff that's in walking distance and things that they can eat and do. Not all the cities, the Altoonas and Harrisburgs and
No, I was at
leagues of the world have them.
a coffee shop doing an interview. Going dark for a minute there. A local coffee shop recently, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago, and one of the visiting players, was able to pop in and get some coffee.
Yeah, no, it's I think they love it. I know they love Insomnia cookies because you always have to figure these are kids. These are
Right.
ball players are
Yeah.
19, 20 to about 26 years old, I would say on average, and so they with the campus down here, there's a lot of things that speak to them. See, there's the Quackers in action. Yeah.
Quackers in action.
Yeah, that's so.
I love this. This is so cool.
This was just plain off-white hallways till a couple years ago.
Really?
And so then
That's phenomenal.
down this way is our umpires are down over this way. This one of the you see we got the umps on the wall just to let you know, of course. And
So that's like the actual capturing like their environment for their locker room.
sure. And then All-Star game in the visiting clubhouse door and
Nice.
that the back door of what we just saw leads out that way to the field.
Okay.
And then
Pretty awesome.
Batman legend.
Batman.
Heroes Days, and there's in Webster, of course, but
Batman and Webster.
right, in a lot of ways they are a dynamic duo. We honored some of the best players who've come through here. Some of them haven't gone on to necessarily Major League stardom, but did really, really well here. We're fan favorites. So you have some of these guys on the wall. Alex Levinsky, who's from Cleveland. Anthony Gallus, who's from Strongsville, are on there. As well as the Gonzalez's and the Zimmers and the Lindors, who everyone knows.
Sure.
But it just shows you how these guys were all just right here. Tyler Naquin and Mike Clevenger. And it doesn't take long to get to the majors. And this is often a great reminder for these guys that it doesn't take very long to get down this way. And so...
Really
here's
beautiful,
the,
beautiful job on
we're
these
Ken
walls.
Babby with Dave Wallace after we won the title in 2016 and the trophy on the field in Trenton. It's the 5th championship for the franchise, and the franchise is one of the best in the league. Very, very few tough finishes. Actually, the worst team was in '97. Interestingly, the first year at Canal Park.
Okay.
So Matt here's got the key. We're all set. We'll go.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Check out the home clubhouse here.
Take a peek inside.
Yeah.
Doors are being unlocked. Curtains are being unveiled.
So here's our clubhouse manager's office with the goofy wall of shame, so to speak, where guys get goofed on for falling asleep, or Andrew Kalika there looking a lot like...
Joe Dirt?
Yeah, it looks just like Joe Dirt. See, it's pretty good. He looks pretty
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
So that evolves over the course of the year.
Joe Dirt.
We got down this way here. You've got the manager's offices, the coach's offices, the training room, the weight room, and then the first room here is like where they do the video work.
Okay.
Player mailboxes. So yes, your mail does get delivered to them if you send them. It does find their mailboxes. We've got
Wall of bobbleheads.
a little kitchen. Shad, our clubhouse manager, I'm sure never figured that he would basically be a mom of a bunch of 20-some-year-old guys. But he cleans up after him. He cooks laundry, sews stitched up pants, and sometimes guys get here so young they don't know how to do ties or write checks.
Sure. Yeah.
And sometimes you have to show these guys, especially with language barriers, some of these things, help them with a lot of logistical moves. Jeremy Heller, our trainer, talked about how people use different hats. Jeremy does all the road travel as far as the hotel rooms on the road and rooming lists and things that change and all that. And it's like the guy's a physical therapist. He's like a trainer, and like that's his job on the road too. So
Yeah,
you know, it goes every which way. So here's the main clubhouse here.
I think I got to college. I didn't know how to do laundry, and I looked at the laundry, and I was, what are these? Oh, you got to put money in those. Oh.
I got the laundry down. It was ironing was a whole thing for me.
Oh, yeah.
That was a whole learning experience. So this is the main clubhouse.
Okay.
You know, it just they kind of mix it around, try to keep pitchers and hitters and whatnot mixed. What you'll notice is Daniel Salters and Joe Severs are two of the biggest lockers because they have catching equipment.
Okay.
So they generally give the catchers that.
Makes sense.
They implemented the ping pong table this year at manager Tony Manzolino's request.
Oh.
The first one was broken in an accident by a player's son. Was reached for a ball and like landed and broke a table leg, and like the next day or 2 days later, Carlos Carrasco was down here from the Indians rehabbing, and guys had made a makeshift TV tray ping pong table, and Carlos was having nothing of it, and so he sported for this. Carlos Carrasco paid for this after his rehab, so
awesome.
The major leaguers do give back sometimes, and more than just lessons on. You know, but they get in their, you know, they're competitive young players.
Sure,
they get into their whole. You know, get into it just as well as anybody else.
Nice homey feel in here. You got a couch.
It's neat, yeah. And, you know, they had more space before to do stuff, but I think they'll gladly turn it for the for this. They've got. Let's head back towards up towards the family room there. They've got a little family room lounge where they can use up that way. And Shad, I mean, he should patent his stuff to get grass stains and things out of clothes. I mean, to get this stuff as white as he does, he's got some magic concoction, which hopefully won't kill him Roundup style. But industrial laundry, I mean,
oh wow, yeah,
we're talking almost a 3 or 4 to 1 versus your home in terms of what you can do, and like on one time through the dryer.
Sure.
And, a piece of cake. So we have the little family room here.
Oh, nice.
Where the players sometimes hang out and eat. The families and the kids run around here waiting for dad after the game. And we get a lot of players. This is the players' parking lots off there. And fans come and wait for autographs back that way, too.
Okay.
It's, you know, those that are really, 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 really into it. That,
sure.
Get it. So, and then heading down this way. Circle back into the tunnel here.
Coming to the tunnel.
And in here is the batting cages.
Okay.
So both teams use the same batting cages. There's set times with batting, with the on-field batting practice times.
Wow.
So yeah, they're getting this pitching machine serviced. This big time fancy one. They used to have one of the ones down there that had like a video screen where it looked like the pitcher was pitching at you, and then it would pop through the screen. And you could do like Roger Clemens or whoever, and it would throw like Roger Clemens and that kind of thing. So it was pretty neat. So
wow.
They'll come in here. Here's a couple of the old Eastern League banners.
Yeah.
From past championships.
Okay.
So and then this also on a game day fills up with smoke from the popcorn machine, because the commissary is around the corner. So this will be, if they burn the popcorn, this is all the smoke goes in here and stuff. So they do it sometimes, even now.
Yeah.
But and then this leads down to the dugout that way.
Okay.
If we can go down and pop our heads out through the dugout.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we get rain, like it'll actually comes spilling down in the dugout, and actually will get high enough to near the top of these stairs here.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Coming out through the dugout here. So is this like the route the players players would take?
Yep, they'll come on up down through that way. Generally, a lot of the coaches anchor up in this way, and players sit up front. And you can see the presence of the new netting right above us, like looming the above dugout protection. But this is where they camp out for the games, and I like my view upstairs, but I'm sure it's very cool to be here and hear some of the things that they get to during the games and see stuff.
Ground level.
That's right, and see how many sunflower seeds you can spit into a giant pile. Yeah, the sunflower seeds and gum are everywhere. Not much chewing tobacco. Chewing tobacco is banned in the minors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's one of the when you're not part of the Major League Baseball collective bargaining, you're subject sometimes to what they make for you, and
Sure.
in this case, they're not allowed to have dip, and that's probably not a bad thing. So.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
It just kind of gets traditional that way, and unfortunately, so many little kids get hooked into it, and it's a nasty habit. I know Terry Francona's worked at stopping, and others. So
yeah, I hear ya. You want to get a shot of just kind of like a walk up, just to see like eye level. Kind of walk up here and get a good kind of ground level view of the stadium and kind of what the players are seeing.
I mean, the field's awesome. That's one of the things about the movie night so cool is there's no sticks, there's no rocks, there's no, there's not all the bugs. It's this field is Chris's baby, and so it's so soft. We actually have a front office softball round robin things tomorrow. It's one of the highlights for us. Yeah.
Nice. You'll be playing?
Yeah, we'll be playing,
Nice.
but we do home plate right just beyond second base.
Okay.
In the grass, so you can homer over the wall, but that way we won't rip up his infield.
Sure.
So that's fun. And then in the off season, we'll actually play like a full-size football game in the outfield. That we'll do up there. Yeah. A couple years ago, this surface is in its third season. After being redone, they redid the drainage in a partnership with the city of Akron. And we did like a closest to the pin the year when we had it all ripped up and everything.
Oh, wow.
Because he didn't care at that point. So
Right. Yeah.
Let's head down to the end here. We'll go to the grounds area and then we'll swing back. And by that point, Sarah will have him meet us and we'll wrap up in the promo.
Okay. Awesome.
So, what you notice when you get close to the wall is how high the wall is.
Yeah. A
Out
little bit deceiving.
Out in right field there in front of the Tiki Terrace is your traditional 8-foot high wall, like what you would see most places.
Yeah.
And that extra little part where you can see the seam that runs in before it comes up, that extra couple feet.
Yep.
Really make this a pitcher's park. Most times when you're in a ballpark that has distances like these, 330 and 400 and those distances, which is a fair distance, you get an 8-foot high wall. If you're at the Green Monster in Fenway, where it's very close, that's one of the reasons the wall is so high, or Progressive Field, why the wall on left is so high.
Okay.
This is a wall that probably doesn't need to be as high, and so it's very, very difficult for hitters that homers here.
Yeah.
Last year, Eric Haas set the single-season record with 16 here.
Wow.
Yeah, we've had some big hitters, come through here, like we mentioned before, and they didn't get to that number. We've only had 100 RBI hitter ever.
Wow.
And so
here's the real quick. Check out the duck row that they were talking about. Kind of right. You get. I mean, yeah, the table's up here, super close to the action.
Right. The full. I mean, you can see you're
full service,
you're
right?
Right here, full service. But I mean, you're right by the. I mean,
heck yeah.
How far away from here? I mean, I don't know if the camera does it justice, but with you guys standing here, you can, gives you an idea about how. You're right there.
Exactly. I mean, you're right. Yeah, eye level.
Guys warm up right here before the games. The bullpen guys. It's really the best chance that you have to get that intimate base outside of spring training.
Yeah.
To really
super
have
cool.
that
I love
chance.
that.
But you'll notice as we were talking about robbing home runs, as we get close to the wall here, you're starting to see about how tall it is.
Yep.
And you realize, like, man, like when you look back and you get to the wall and you turn. You should turn when we get there to look at the home plate, and you realize with a wood bat,
sure,
that these guys are doing it. You can actually see in the batter's eye, the metal part that keeps it dark for the hitters is a baseball near the top there that's wedged in there.
Oh yeah.
And that was from Nelly Rodriguez back in the 2015 season, 2016 season.
Yeah.
Hit that during a game.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just a ridiculous achievement. Like. For someone who's not a baseball player, I don't think that you understand how, from where that ball came from with the wood bat, to hit it with that kind of power, and hit where that did.
Sure. It's kind of commemorated right there.
Jackie Robinson here and the LeBron James number retired.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can see.
I mean, my goodness, yeah. Get a kind of.
There's no stealing home runs in this ballpark.
Right. Wow. Yeah, it's kind of deceiving from you're way up there in the fans.
Right,
and most of your outfield's out there.
So most walls are where that first crease is.
Yep.
And so that one you can see. Okay, you got to get a running start. How you could possibly do it.
Yeah.
And so it's quite a pitcher's park here. Pitch to contact and stuff.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Set up for the kickball here.
Awesome. How's it going?
Cut around back through that. Sarah's about 3-4 minutes, and she'll be able to head down. We'll take you down and wrap it up at the promo storage where we have all the costumes and goofy stuff.
Oh, nice.
For the in-game and how they all for the in-game contests, the sumo outfits, and all the goofy stuff that the battle balls and all the other goofy stuff. There's some ballpark traditional ones that are cool. Like I'm a big fan of the Dizzy Bat, but we don't do that much.
Yeah.
One that we did a couple years ago that got quite a reaction is we had a little baby doll in the stroller, and we'd have two people whom it would be awkward to push the stroller, two dads or two teen boys or whatever, and they'd have the idea is to go down and change the diaper and come back, but they didn't know that when they opened the diaper there was chocolate sauce in there, and it would be caught on camera and there'd be like ooh, and the crowd would gasp, and like it was made it totally worth it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of my favorites, and I used to be a student ministries director, and we would play a game called Dude, What's That Smell?
Ooh.
And so they would be blindfolded and have to smell different things. And so one of them was a diaper.
Whatchamacallit, air French scent thing where they were blindfolded and did that. And one guy
it's exactly that. Yep.
And like underneath instead.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I would do the diaper, and I'd put chocolate in it, and I'd put it in their face, and the crowd would just be like, oh, like melt the little Snickers in there.
Actually, not a bad idea to do. Like, we'll take ideas. We're not above board.
No, feel free to use it. I do not own the rights to that idea.
Some of the best ideas are like that. We have to give the Dayton Dragons credit for the Home Run for Life ceremony that I was talking about during the Shower Center night.
Yeah.
That's where our folks first saw it here. That's where our folks first saw it, and it really made such an impression on them.
Sure.
And we were going to totally steal that, absolutely.
Yeah. There's no shame in that. I love it, though. I mentioned earlier some of the stuff that Hank and I do with that we've done over the years at our church for our basketball league, and every period break activity we do games like that. We are all types of crazy, fun period break activities.
And there's Sarah, just at right time. So this is Sarah Varela. She's our promotions coordinator. She's the one that helps put together the promo schedule, the different theme nights, comes up with books the guests, the bands, the Main Street Festival, all kinds of the fun, a lot of the game entertainment and experience that we sell to fans. So I'm sure she could show you a little bit what she works with and some of the ideas that she has.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us and being out here, 330 to go at Canal Park. Yeah, maybe are you gonna can you take us to where you're talking about? Is that?
Yeah, it looks like you guys already saw like the dugouts in the field. So those
Yes.
are kind of like our bases of operation.
Okay.
So everything will come out of a dugout, or we'll be up on top on the concourse, and we'll be on top of the dugouts. We like to do some fun dances, throw some things out to the crowd.
Nice.
So you never really know what's going on
Yeah.
when you get into promotions, but we like to keep it fun.
Okay.
Let's see. I have my little storage down here, so it's not the biggest room, but it's full of props and costumes and things like that. I can take you guys down there.
Let's check it out.
Buzz is a little excited about that.
I like this kind of stuff. I mean, like I was mentioned, we've done some stuff in the past.
A few times in costumes.
Oh.
I might have a few. The room that we're going to, I might have this version of it at my house.
Oh, that's so fun. But one of the things that we do, so every Sunday we have a kids stampede, and the entire staff, including my promo crew, will just get into costumes, and they'll just pick their own thing, and then we just run out with all of the kids into the outfield and then back out. They've done it. Yes. So the costumes in there are utilized all the time. We have our little props and things. So we'll just go in here. Like I said, it's really small. We pack a lot of fun into a little room.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now we're talking.
Wow.
This is my type of place.
Right up yours.
This is my type of place.
So here we have all of the costumes and props that we may use for different theme nights and just our general promotions. We have our inflatable tires, hula hoops. We have our big splash day, so we have a lot of beach toys that come through. But pretty much anything you can imagine anything you can imagine that can go on during a half inning or for a theme night, it probably is in this room.
I love the bin named Sharks and Zombies. I mean,
Oh yeah, I mean it has exactly what it says, sharks and zombie stuff in there.
beautiful.
We have some
Beautiful.
bobbleheads. Let's see. We also create a lot of our own things. So we most recently had a Bob's Burgers night. So we created a little like guess the burger, and we had the ingredients, and then they had to guess which burger name went with it, and they were all from the show. And so yeah, we have a lot of fun down here.
Nice. I love it. Cool. All right.
Inflatables, diamond ball hoops. That's our post-game tennis ball toss.
Yeah.
So anything promotions-wise, whether it's between innings, before the game, after the game, it comes out of here, and we take care of it.
Nice. And so you actually, when you come up with the skits and the games, the ideas, is that you then and
I have a small
process
group
and
of
a team?
interns.
Yeah.
So it's myself, and then I've hired 5 interns to be my full-time office interns for the summer.
Nice.
So I will literally we'll just throw things at the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, guys, we need a game for this night, and they're like, okay, what can we do? What's the best way to go about this? And then we just throw ideas around until one sticks.
Right. Kind of how fun is that? I mean, right?
Oh, it's the best. We brainstorm like crazy, and it's probably the best process because you have so many different people in a room, and it's just like, that's a great idea. No, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what can we do to bring that idea and this idea together? And then it's just a matter of like, all right, we got 90 seconds to make this as fun as possible for everybody in the ballpark.
Yep.
And that's what we want to do. That's what we need to accomplish.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of the tough part of it, right? Is like trying to get it in that small, something that's high energy, high impactful in that short amount of time, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Because we're always thinking, okay, we have basically 10 seconds to get on the field.
Yeah.
We got 20 seconds to do the whole thing.
Yep.
Maybe 30 seconds of kind of a little wiggle room, and then another 10 seconds to run back off. But it's fun. We've done. Really gotten into like coordinating. We have our sumos every night, so our mini melt sumos, and they'll go out there, and it's our promo crew in the sumo suits, and they will script it like it's a WWE match.
Nice.
And they'll go out there, and they're like, okay, this guy's getting the elbow. We're gonna have a chair. One time they brought out an empty water like jug, and I had no idea what they were gonna do with it, so I give them free creative reign, and it is always a good show.
If you ever need the Ultimate Warrior to for a skit, we know a guy.
Okay.
I'm just saying. We've had him on our show. So.
Awesome.
At Cleveland for the Cavs games.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So we will.
Pretty entertaining.
It's fun. Well, we'll leave it at that for now. But
okay.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and head out. It's a little tight, but I mean, like you said, yeah, pack a lot of fun in here. Are these some of your interns here,
Yes,
or?
These are 2 of my interns. They've been with me the entire season. Paige and Miranda.
Paige.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Paige and Marina, thanks for joining us.
And they have been with me through the entire process, so they've learned how to write a script, how to plan an event, really down to the nitty-gritty, everything. So just like those 2 and then the 3 others who are part of my team, we've planned the entire 70-game promotional calendar. It was really just my ideas on paper, and then they helped me bring it to life.
And then scheduling all out.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, what type of fun stuff? I know you got 9 games left, right?
Yep, we have 9 games left, and we're actually starting it with the Bark in the Park, one of my favorite nights.
Oh.
So if anybody wants to bring their dog to the ballpark, more than welcome.
Nice.
And we'll have some fun events for that.
That's next Wednesday, right?
Next Wednesday, August 22nd.
So
Now
fun.
Nations will be here.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. We're going to have some doggy-themed in-between inning contests and some things that even humans may enjoy. But otherwise, looking forward, we have our Akron Children's Hospital jersey giveaway, which is always a big night for
Sure.
us. We bring in
Yeah.
the shower center
Yeah.
and
We were talking
honor
about a
some
little bit.
kids on the field.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a great one. And we picked a wonderful jersey this season. I'm so happy with it.
Nice.
And of course, we'll have our giveaway on Saturday with a Sam Lloyd appearance. So he was Ted in Scrubs. So
Yep,
we're doing
yeah.
the bobblehead, and he'll be here on the concourse to sign autographs.
Nice.
And we're also going to give away. So it's our last season with the cream jerseys. So people will be able to get those right off the players' backs.
Okay.
And then we have our family fun day Sunday, where we have catch in the outfield and player autographs and all that fun stuff. And yeah, and then we're into the last stretch. And we're going to end it out with our fan appreciation night with
Nice.
more than, I don't know, I want to say like 5 giveaways every inning, and then ending with
That's
our
awesome.
last huge fireworks show of the season.
Sure. Cool. That's awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much for kind of give us insight to, as fun and wacky as the games can be, I know it takes a lot of planning and a lot of scheduling and coordinating and to actually pull it off and do it right and do it well. So thanks for that insight, and thank you for all that you do to make this kind of everything here at the ballpark super fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So heading on.
Let's wrap it up.
A good chunk of me, so yeah. Except if you guys want to, wrap up and talk about your experience to get folks out here, through AkronRubberDucks.com, or they can call it, AkronRubberDucks.com or 330-253-5151. But they can come out for any of the 9 games the rest of the season, and we've got the Beer Fest coming up, and they can, summer's not over just yet, and there's not a lot of chances to get out. And we got fireworks and fan appreciation, and there's still a long way to go.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, and the Hop and the Bean may just have to come to that Beer Fest. So, as you guys can see, there's a lot more than baseball happening down here at Canal Park. So much, as we see family affordable fun, they really do mean that, from all the pieces that coordinate together, as we've seen, from the food, not just regular food, but fun, extreme, exciting, different food that draws in the foodies that Akron's becoming known for, the entertainment, the music, the games, the ticket sales, the creative ticket sales that they do, the team shop, and the creative different branding that's been going on. It's a complete dynamic package that we see down here at Akron Rubber Ducks. Truly something for everybody, not just the baseball fans, and for families and everyone as well. So if you're in and around the downtown Akron area, that if you live or you'll be visiting, definitely come down and check us out. I can tell you it's going to be a blast. I'm going to bring my son down before the season's over and have some fun. So until next time, I am Buzz Andrews. Be sure to check us out on the Hop and the Bean tomorrow night as we go to Lock 15 Brewing Company and explore that. But thanks so much for being with us, so much for listening and watching. And Hank will be back with you next week, I believe. So until next time, say goodnight, Shirley. I think that's what they say around here.
Yes.